Okay, Adam, thank you for being here. I wanted to use this opportunity to present what I think is a really amazing opportunity. You managed to create over $250,000 in about 3 months of working with me. And you found through the process that through the process of being in the community that there was something that I was actually lacking. And I try to model what I tell everyone else, which is that basically we're here to serve. And so if your clients, whatever your clients need, that's your job. And you're the janitor in the business, not the CEO. So noticing this opportunity or this gap where, well, I guess that's my question is like, what did you feel that you had worked on for yourself that allowed you to just implement quickly, make that money and go on? What were those things that you had, and what do you feel like you can help other people with in my community?
Yeah, so first of all, you know what I love about you, Jacob, is that you're a humble man. You know your role, you know your strengths, you know who you are, and you take that skill and you know how to run with it. So it's a
Thanks.
beautiful thing.
Thank you.
And what you have that I don't have is this, or I do have, but you woke it up. Inside of me is this hustle, is this ability to go out there and just pedal to the metal, mindset, focus, structure. How do we do this? You have a whole system in place, which, something that I was lacking. I needed systems. I needed a structure. I needed a clarity of how to actually execute this. Now, for me, I've been a coach for and facilitator for about 12 years. So I have a lot of experience. Plus, it started off as my passion. So I've been doing it for a while, something I'm really passionate about. But I think everybody that becomes a coach or gets into this type space, especially, not from a schooling standpoint, but you sort of just became a coach or a healer or whatever you want to call yourself, not the traditional therapy. I think those are people who are deep people who are searching. And I think from what I've seen, especially for me, one of the most transformative parts of it is doing deep inner work on yourself, like really using the model that you give to other people on yourself. I'm not giving advice to someone. I'm talking to you about my experience. And I know that you're coming to me because you're looking for my experience because energetically you've been gravitated towards me because I have something that you're looking for in your life. That's why people come to me. So the more open I am, like I did work around my mother and the loss of my mother and the grief that I had to go through. I have other experience in other areas of life, from going from $0 to really thriving and making money, from having a large family of 10 kids and needing to manage and be in a healthy relationship with my wife and also have a relationship to God. All those things need inner work for me to stay aligned and connected to those things because there's always stuff that's coming up that I got to work through. So the heavy responsibility, especially of a man who has to go out and face the world, needs some sort of emotional work on themselves, but not limited to men. The idea that I see within your course is that some of these coaches that are coming could definitely use some a space to do some inner work themselves.
Mm.
It's it's difficult, especially when I'm running spaces in a group setting, to do my own work in front of the participants of the people that I'm doing work with because they want to see that I'm put together and professional, and also I'm coming to them somewhat sorted out. I don't have to be fully sorted, but somewhat. And then the coach needs a place that he can do work and create a space that he can go into his blockages or her blockages and really work through it and through working on myself, understand my clients as well. Because I think if I work on my own compassion, I become more a compassionate person. If I have more love for myself, I can have more love for another person. So I'm creating a space inside of me to create space for others. So it's doing my own work and then using that to fuel the business because I can believe more in myself when I am the product. And I think that's what it comes down to. I think what we today have to realize, especially with AI, is you are the product. And that's your only edge. That's your only unique ability is you're the product. So you have to be able to use your story and maximize it to its fullest. And that's something we can teach you how to do.
I think that that's actually perfect. So if people are interested, that they should reach out, and we're going to kind of create a container for people to do their work. And if they're interested in doing some of the work, that will again, it's less about the business. Like we can, that's what you represent. That is like with the structure that we provided, you could make 250, $300,000 in a very short period of time because you've done a lot of the inner work yourself. So what you're really offering is an opportunity for people to do the inner work with you because you know what you're doing, and potentially create some of that exponential change, and also just to represent, like you said, that we are the product at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that if people would come, that my vision would be people would come to like a mastermind type level group
Mm.
where they want to go deeper into removing some of their inner blocks to move forward. And every week, someone would get facilitated in that group, and we'd help show patterns. And everyone's going to learn in that experience about themselves because we're all connected and we all have these blocks. And then coaching points, tips and tricks, and they can bring up specific case scenarios where we can talk about them and work through them, and they can get guidance and mentorship through that.
Awesome. All right, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.